Base hits. Baseball player, that's his goal when he comes to the plate. Get a hit or get on base whenever he can. So I was curious, which ball players excelled in getting hits in their career? Well, I wrote a book, Yearly Leaders of Every Batting Category, and chapter 13 of this book, I look at the top 5 baseball players getting a hit in a season. And I go decade by decade, starting with the 1870s, and I go all the way to 2025 in this chapter 13. Ken Arzone here in Talking Baseball. I'm looking at Sunday, June 21st, 2026. This video, I want to look at the 1890s. Who excelled in getting hits? Chicken Wolf, 197. Top 5. Tommy McCarthy, 192. Hugh Duffy, 191. Billy Schindel, 189. John Ward, 188. 1891 season. Tom Brown, 189. George Van Haltren and Hugh Duffy, 180. Billy Hamilton, 179. Tommy McCarthy, 176. So I've got Hugh Duffy 3 times making the top 5. 1892, Dan Brothers, 197. Sam Thompson, 186. Hugh Duffy for the 4th time, 184. Billy Hamilton, 183. Herman Long, 181. 1893 season, good year. Sam Thompson, 222 hits. This guy's Hall of Fame. Second time. Wait a minute, let's see. Sam Thompson. 3rd time, top 5. Ed Delante, look out for that guy, 219. Hugh Duffy, 203. George Davis, 195. John Ward, 193. All right, so far, the high in hits was Tip O'Neill's 225 in 1887. Can someone break it? Yes. 1894 season, Hugh Duffy goes for 237 hits. That was a good year. Let me pull him up. 1894 season is historic in baseball history. Hugh Duffy. You know what he did in 1894? Played 125 games. Got 539 at-bats. Anytime you get 500 at-bats, look at the batting average. It's legit. He goes for 237 hits and bats 440. I'll repeat it. 440, 1894. A legitimate 237 hits. 66 walks. Some of those seasons, I don't know which one it was, for some odd reason, they added a walk as a hit. You don't do that. Those are 2 separate things. So some of those odd years, they messed around with that, but then they got rid of it right away. So Hugh Duffy's 1894 season. What a year. 440. Billy Hamilton, 225. Willie Keeler, 219. Bobby Lowe, 212. Steve Brody, 210. 1895 season, top 5. Jesse Burkett, 225 in hits. Willie Keeler, 213. Sam Thompson, 211. Huey Jennings, 204. Billy Hamilton, 201. 1896 season, look at this one. Jesse Burkett goes for 240 hits. That breaks Hugh Duffy's 237. How about Jesse Burkett? That guy's Hall of Fame. 240 hits. Willie Keeler, 210. Huey Jennings, 209. Ed Delante, 198. George Van Haltren, 197. 1897 season. Willie Keeler, 239. Fred Clark, 205. Ed Delante, 200. Jesse Burkett, 198. Nap Lajoie, 197. 1898 season, top 5. Willie Keeler, 216. Jesse Burkett, 213. George Van Haltren, 204. Nap Lajoie, 197. Jimmy Collins, 196. 1899 season. Ed Delante, 238 hits. Jesse Burkett, 221. Jimmy Williams, 220. Willie Keeler, 216. Fred Tenney, 209. All right. 1890 season, or 1890 decade. We got some Hall of Fame guys playing. And these guys can hit. Over 200 hits. In fact, 220, 230, 240 range. So who stood out? Well, let's look at it. Hugh Duffy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 top 5s for Hugh Duffy in that decade. Who else stood out? How about Billy Hamilton? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times Billy Hamilton, top 5. Who else? Ed Delante. Or, let's see. Yeah, Ed Delante. 1, 2, 3. 3 times in that decade. Willie Keeler. I'm looking. 3 times in that decade. Gotta give the 1890s. Huey Jennings had a couple. And so did George Van Haltren. And Jesse Burkett. Let's not forget about Jesse Burkett. 1890s. He's the one who had the highest hit total for the decade. We got Jesse Burkett 3 times. But I'm going to give the 1890s to Hugh Duffy. How about that 440 batting average? That is a record that will never be broken. You think someone in today's baseball age, 2026, is going to bat over 400 or even get 440? And you got to have the 500 at bats, and that's what Hugh Duffy did. You can bat 400 and maybe you have 100 at bats. That's not legit. Got to have 500 at bats, and if you're over 400, that is how you monitor a batting average as far as the highest total you can have in a season. He had 500 plus at bats and batted 440. Okay. All right, we're done with the 1890s. How about Jesse Burkett's 240 hits? Will that be broken? We'll go decade by decade, and we'll see who breaks it. All right, next video, the 1900s. I'm out.